Right, now let's take a look at lesson 4. 第四课 right? 第 ordinal number 4 4 so the fourth 课 lesson 第四课 the title is 他是我的汉语老师 老师 we learn old masters a teacher 汉语 Chinese Han is the biggest ethnic groups in China and so Chinese people are more or less 90% of them or 91 of them are Han people so Yu is language so their language is Chinese and actually most minority ethnic groups they don't really their native language are not really Chinese they speak very strange language actually which I have no idea what you're saying 我的 this 的 is something very important it's the possessive right it's after a person to mean this person's so I's is my Chinese teacher so this Chinese is Chinese language not Chinese as Chinese nationality if you want to say not Chinese nationality you need to use 中国 as we learned in our last lesson 中国老师 that's Chinese teacher as in he's from China 汉语老师 as in he teaches or she teaches Chinese she of course in this sentence is a she 她 and pay attention to she and he they both sound the same look like the same but if you take a closer look they are not the same right for the female on the left part is a girl and for male the left part is a person okay so that's male that is a female please pay attention to these same pronunciation characters okay now let's move to conversation number 1 there's one new word vocabulary that is 谁 second tone 谁 who or whom and for the in this sentence 他是谁 who is she but then well what I mean but literally that means she is who so some people are getting really confused now right so how do I form a WH question who is she why is she who so and he you are called what are you called or what is your name in Chinese is 你叫什么 so you called what do we put WH words at the end of the sentence always is that probably the question that you have in mind right now the answer is a very definite no do not do that okay and we will talk about the rules later but for now remember 他是谁 is she is who or sorry who is she the answer is 他是我的汉语老师他是我的汉语老师 now remember this 语 the left part of the 语 looks like a small I yeah that is the particle for speech and language has something to do with speech of course so that's why no that's not why but the this word is possible that indicates that this word has something to do with speech so it's language so it sort of makes sense sometimes it doesn't sometimes it does okay now like this one makes sense as well the 3 dots is actually water and Han is the name of the biggest ethnic groups of China. How does that relate with each other? But this Chinese character has another meaning, which means sweat. That makes sense, right? Sweat is water. So sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. So it's totally, depending on your luck. No, that's a very bad explanation. Anyway, let's forget about that. You're right. Remember the particles. Remember the radicals of the Chinese character, and the meaning of the Chinese character. The connection. Sometimes they're connected. Sometimes the connection is lost. Maybe we don't know. So her name, that dude, I mean that man, that lady, is called Li Yue, the moon. Very pretty name. And then let's look at second conversation, which A starts 你是哪国人? We have learned 你是中国人, right? And here we have 你是哪国人? So obviously 中 was missing. That's your Chinese person. 中 is missing and replaced by 哪. What does 哪 mean? Let's take a look. 哪 is a pronoun, means which. Which. Right. So which, the word which in this sentence replaces the word middle and form the new question. So first of all, the question you had earlier, do we always put the WH word at the end of the sentence? The answer is no, because right now we have which in the middle of the sentence. Okay, so it's not. And actually, the correct answer to the earlier question is the WH word should replace the information that you are requiring. For example, in this sentence, 你是中国人, right? The part that you're requiring is the 中, the China, right? What country person? China country person, right? So the China is gone, is replaced by 哪. In this sentence, in this sentence, 他是谁? Right? 谁 is here to replace the name 李月. 他是李月. So 李月 is gone, replaced by 谁. So 他是谁. That's the rule. The WH word who or which or what is there to replace the information you're demanding. Okay. Now, or the sentence 你叫什么? Right? Should be 你叫 Jack. And Jack, I don't know, so I replace Jack with 什么. You are called what? Right, if you still find it very difficult to understand, no problem. We'll have plenty of exercise on the WH questions in Chinese. B says 我是美国人，你呢? I'm an American person, America person. You ne. Ne is another modal particle. Number 7. Not like ma. Ma changes the sentence to yes or no question. Ne is used after a person or an object to question the status of this thing. Right? This is too general. Use at the end of the question. Oh, yeah, whatever. We know that, but what does it mean? It means how about or what about. So here, 你呢? You, how about you? Can be translated as and you. And how about you? What about you? Okay. Now, so the A says 我是中国人. I am a Chinese person. So remember this 呢 after a something to question the status of this something, depending on the context, of course, very much depending on the context. If we're talking about my mom is blah blah blah, so I say 你的妈妈呢? How about your mom? Okay, so now number 3, we have A saying 他是谁? He is who? This is he. We talk about that. And B says 他是我同学. 同学 is a new word which means classmates, which is quite important in China. As I explained in class, that because Chinese students usually don't have any social life, so a classmate is a very, very close friend, or supposed to be, or at least this concept is very important in China because the schooling is very, very heavy. You don't know anybody apart from your parents or relatives or your classmates. Friends, your classmates are your friends. That's it. Okay. So then 我同学 so close, your friends, no, sorry, your classmates are very close to you. That's why the word 的 is omitted. There should be 的 here to mean possessive. 我的同学, right? Because if you're close, 的 can be omitted. If you say 我的同学, it's not wrong. It's okay. And then A says 他呢? How about her? Okay, or she? 她是 Oh, by the way, there's no difference between her and she or I and me. I thought I talked about that. Or him and he. There's no difference in Chinese between those what is subjects and objects. Subject form of object form of a pronoun. Now, and then A says 她是你同学吗？ How about her? Is she your classmate? Ma? Yes or no? And B says, 她不是我同学 She's not my classmate. 她是我朋友 She's just my friend. I mean, nah, not my classmate. No, let's don't make a mistake there because classmates are closer to me. 这朋友 is a friend. If you look at 朋友 there's two moons there. Two moons are together being friend. That's beautiful if you think about it. And 友 is also just means friend, this Chinese character. So them together means friend. Remember that 朋友朋友你是我朋友吗 Are you my friend? 我是你朋友 Okay, I hope you will become my 朋友 in the future. And that would be great. Okay, I am your 老师. Also, I would like to be your 朋友 as well. And I hope all of your 同学 will become your 朋友 as well. Now, thank you very much for listening to me talking about lesson 4. 他是我的汉语老师. And I hope you had a good time. Until next time, bye bye.